Welcome back to another edition of Coffee Time with TD. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had an absolutely magnificent weekend. Let's get to it. Let's get stuck in. Let's fucking have it. Got somebody else that is on my shit list now. Dana Bash, CNN. I just watched, I guess it was this morning, the interview was this morning, or I'm not sure when it was, but I watched it this morning. The interview that Dana Bash did with J.D. Vance. And one of the questions that Dana Bash asked J.D. Vance was about what he thought about Trump's comments on Kamala Harris's race, who she identifies with, so on and so forth. Are you kidding me? There's something out there called giving something life. And the more you talk about, and I know in America right now, the only fucking thing to talk about is race, racism, hatred, bigotry, ageism, and sexism. That's it. That's it. And Dana Bash giving it life. What race does Kamala Harris identify with? And this is CNN and Dana Bash, which is supposed to be a more liberal, let's be honest, sometimes way too liberal network. But anytime J.D. Vance Trump does an interview, Kamala Harris does an interview, Tim Walz does an interview, I try to watch it. And for Dana Bash to give this, which race does Kamala Harris identify with, life, makes me fucking sick. There are giving life to things. If you don't give it life, then it goes away. But of all the questions, of all the litany of questions that you could ask J.D. Vance about the economy, his thoughts on the economy, I don't care if you want to ask him about the couch, but why would you like to comment on how Trump feels about what race Kamala Harris identifies with? And then you give him the opportunity to go on with a bunch of shit. Turns out, Dana Bash, you put poison into the world too. Because you give him the opportunity to spew his poison hate. Don't give it life. Don't talk about it. Don't give it life. But instead, Dana Bash, you had to ask J.D. Vance about Trump's comments about who and what race Kamala Harris identifies with, instead of the fucking litany of things you could have asked him about. Veteran care, health care, homelessness crisis, inflation, cost of living, cost of life, education. No, Dana Bash, you chose to give it life. You chose to give it life, and you gave J.D. Vance the chance to spew more hate and bigotry, racism, and really sexism. You did, Dana Bash. And that's the problem. When you give something life, you allow people to spew more of it. I don't understand it. Like there's not enough racism, hatred, bigotry, ageism, and sexism in this country. You have a chance to ask J.D. Vance whatever you want to ask. And that's what you give life. You are now on my shit list. Because that's the best you can do. That's the best you can do, is give it life and allow him to spew more shit. Makes me fucking sick. Don't give things life. Rule number 1, don't give it life. Don't allow Trump or J.D. Vance to speak on anything. Don't ask them about it. Don't anything, because it gives it life and it allows them to put more hatred, more racism, sexism, ageism into the world. And you are guilty of that now. And you make me fucking sick, Dana Bash, CNN. There's a litany of things you could have asked him, but that's what you chose. Don't give things life, people. Don't give things life. I plead with you. Don't give things life. Don't give ageism, racism, hatred, sexism, bigotry life. Don't allow people like J.D. Vance Trump to put more of it into the universe. Lots of love. I'll see you in a few hours. Happy Sunday. Let's get to it. Have a nice cold cerveza, maybe a piece of cake. Lots of love. See you in a few hours.